Today, we are going to be talking about everything that I have done to this car and everything that I would like to do. So let's talk about it. This is wrapped in vivid nightshade goblin. Beautiful color. I love the way it looks. Unfortunately, doesn't hold up. Super hard to work with. The install on this was ridiculous. I just redid the bumper recently. Still looks like shit. So love the color, obviously great, but would not recommend it. Never wrapping again, which is actually going to be bringing me into what I want to do. And what I want to do is paint. I'm going to try to learn to paint. I'm going to practice at it, and that is going to be the next color thing that happens to this car, is it's going to be painted by yours truly. And I'm going to try to document it, make a video out of it. We'll see how it goes. But basically a stock bumper, just I bought it myself because this is the base, didn't come with it. Next up, we've got the grill and the emblem here. I got this grill on like Amazon or something, and I just got that emblem from I think a junkyard, so I just glued that up myself. I'll make a video actually showing how I did that if y'all are interested. But we've got the Spec Ds, which is the most recent cosmetic mod that has happened to this car. Love these things absolutely so much. I think they look amazing. I think they are actually like my favorite headlight that you could get for this car. Next up, we got wheels and tires. Obviously, these aren't stock. These are the 370Z Rays. I really like these wheels. I have had them for I think over a year now. I also got them wrapped in Continentals. I do have new tires for the rear. I went with a 40 in the back instead of the 35. And I don't like a lot of aftermarket wheels. I just am not a fan. I don't like them. Stock on other Nissan vehicles looks good. I'm just not a huge fan of a lot of aftermarket wheels, but I will say, Kansai, they have some wheels that I actually do like. I like the tandems, but I think a lot of people do them. I would maybe considering in the future getting the Kansai Astros. I think they look great. There's another guy that runs them on a G37, and I think they look really good. So maybe eventually. Let's go ahead and go to the interior actually. For the interior, really not much done in here. I mean, I've got some lights, just those lights there, really just that. And then also we've got the steering wheel cover. This is like a stitched on one that you do yourself. Looks good, looks better than the stock. It's all right, but yeah. Really nothing much else in here. And to be honest, not much else I really plan on doing with the interior. I'm not a huge fan of interior mods. I don't really care for it as much. I like to see the outside. I do see the inside every day, but next up, we are gonna be talking about the tail lights. So these are aftermarket tail lights. They do have the same design as stock, but it's a black housing. I think it looks super clean. I think it goes with the black accents of the car. I love these things very much. I think these are some of my favorite tail lights. One thing I would love to do in the future that I would love to get, I would love to get some kind of custom headlights that kind of do a like circular turn signal, kind of almost as if like a loading screen, something like that, or even if it kind of went into this to make like an infinity symbol. Yeah, infinity. But like, I think that would look so cool. If someone can do that and gets the idea, please do that, because I think that would look so fucking cool. But that was my idea first. But I don't know. Looks great, love it. Really like these taillights. They were pretty cheap as well. Also, I have redone the emblem back here. That looks like shit because I had to rewrap, whatever, horrible. And I do just have the G here. I think it looks clean, simple, so it kind of gets the point across of what it is, and it's not completely debadged. I'm not a huge fan of completely debadging cars. I think it just kind of looks weird sometimes. I get if people do like it, but I'm just not a huge fan. We do have the duckbill. This duckbill looks great. I bought it for like 50 bucks on Facebook Marketplace. It was like the carbon fiber one, but it was like beat to shit, so I just rewrapped it in a gloss black. Another kind of like random thing is I just have like these blue lights on the license plate. It looks kind of cool at night. Just a little something to give it a little bit of a difference. Also, I would love the kind of like Cybin carbon fiber trunk. Obviously, I think the all-in-one trunk looks really good, and especially considering I don't have backup camera because this is the base, I think those like Cybin carbon fiber trunks look fantastic. I kind of like the idea of exposed carbon. I kind of don't like it. I think if you go with it, you kind of have to go all out. I will say, I think carbon fiber fenders do look very good in this car. I have heavily considered it. I think I would end up doing that on the car as well. Also, I would love to do the sport brakes. I think they look great. Those Akabono brakes look so good. And I don't know, just who wouldn't want some better braking when you're driving a car like this that you push pretty hard? Now let's get into some performance modifications. So, first up, we're gonna just talk about this real quick. We got the Megan Racing strut bar. I think this thing definitely stiffened up the front a little bit. Not a huge difference, but I think it looks cool in the engine bay. Gave it a little bit more bracing, so quick little easy mod. Here is the Z1 3-inch intakes. You can kind of see the cones in there. 3-inch intakes, those things are amazing. One of the biggest power gainers for this car that I have done. I absolutely love them. This is one of my favorite modifications for sure. Just from sound to performance, it just provides so much, and it provides the looks up front. I think the intakes is like one of the best modifications you can do all around. Another one you can't see right on in there, we got our GTR injectors. Car made that huge power mark because of those modifications, and that comes to another one you can't see, which is the tune. Tune is awesome. I fucking love having a tuned car. It is so much fun. Shoot the flames and stuff. It has gotten tuned twice, but currently it's dyno tuned, making that 341 wheel horsepower that we made about a year ago. Now, still on performance, we do unfortunately still have the stock headers on this car. I would love to get some long tube headers in the future. Trying to make the most power possible, so why not? There's a lot of different options out there. I know there's like some that are $2,000, like the PPE, but we're probably gonna go with like a cheaper option. I know like ISR makes some, so maybe some ISR headers in the future. That should be hopefully doable like in the next year or so. Next up though, we do have the suspension, as you can not really see in there. We've got our adjustable suspension, the Z1S Pro. That is another one of my favorite modifications on the car by far. Looks fantastic. Had them for just about a year now. They've held up fantastically. I absolutely love those things. And I mean, look at it. Look at that fitment. And some more that you can't see too much. We do have an aftermarket exhaust. It's kind of custom. It's a little weird. I've got like the arc grip cat back, but it's also chopped up a little bit. I've just got the Y pipe and resonators from it. And then that kind of goes into the more custom part of our exhaust, where I do have the arc grip tips, but we also have like these resonators that I cut up, took the sound deadening out of, and had someone weld them back together and weld up that insane little goof thing there. Also on the exhaust, we do have Burke resonated test pipes. So really the whole exhaust is aftermarket except for those headers. I don't think I'd honestly change too much about my exhaust. I love the way it sounds. Obviously, those long tube headers are probably gonna change the sound up a good amount because it's going to replace those Burke resonated test pipes, but we'll see how that goes when the day comes. But I'm pretty set on the exhaust for the car for now, at least. I love the way it sounds. I think it sounds kind of different than most G's. Still has the VQ, but I think it sounds pretty good. Actually going to be replacing this front bumper as well. I actually have already bought an aftermarket IPL front bumper one. I kind of got the cheap fiberglass one, not the best of quality, but we're gonna make that work. So that is another one we are going to be changing as well. Now, one of the absolute main things I wanna do for the future of this car, and it has to do with performance, is I really want to throw some nitrous at this thing. That is honestly the main thing I really wanna do to this car. I'm like really eager to do it. Obviously, it's kind of unfortunate because this car is my daily driver. I really don't want to run nitrous and spend all that money on a daily driver. Definitely something I'm going to eventually do. This car is going to see nitrous. Hopefully it doesn't die before that. Even if it does, maybe we're doing gallery gaskets or something on it next as well. That might be a future thing to do for sure. But yeah, I definitely want to see this thing with some nitrous. I'm not a huge fan of forced induction. I don't want any turbo lag, or I don't want any supercharger. That's just so expensive. If I can get a NOS kit on this thing and, you know, have to buy a bottle every once in a while, turn it off when I don't want it, I think that is going to be a super fun addition to this car and something that I really cannot wait for, that I want to do so badly. I am kind of thinking that the idea of getting a different daily driver right now. I'm not trying to spend a lot of money. It's just kind of going to be a little beater car, but maybe also just a little bit of fun. Obviously, you got to have something. We'll see if it happens, but who knows? But I think that's really it for everything that I've done to this car. Everything I want to do changes every day, so there's probably 10 more things I didn't even mention. But I really want to keep this car forever. I really want this to be a forever car. I want to do so many different things to this over the years and keep this thing just as long as I possibly can. So hopefully the G content will never go away. I just love this car too much to get rid of it. I have thought about sometimes selling it to start a new project, but I just couldn't do it. I love this car too much, and especially with the idea of getting some nitrous in this thing, it has me excited for the future of this car. But you know, let me know some mods that you guys think I should do. I have a code at Auxito if y'all want to get some headlights or headlight bulbs. Check it out, kapow. But I appreciate y'all watching the video. Like, subscribe, all that. I love you. Bye.